what I love about engineering. I think it's always a problem that you can solve, which is exciting. It's never boring. It's really interesting. My name is Teus Pierce. I'm a junior engineer with Lesedi.
Lesedi Nuclear Services is an engineering, procurement and construction, typically referred to as an EPC company in South Africa.
Lesedi Nuclear Services has a long-standing relationship with the Atlantis community, and we felt the need to establish Lesedi Skills Academy in Atlantis to try and change the playing field of the community, invest in the community, and then ultimately create opportunities for employment within the community as well.
My name is Warren Claassen. I'm born and bred in Atlantis. As most youngsters, you have no formal qualification, and 2014, I was afforded the opportunity to get an apprenticeship here at Lesedi Skills Academy. I'm currently a mechanical fitter employed with Lesedi Nuclear Services.
People is our greatest asset. And it's just not something we say, it is something that we believe in, and I think it's something that we live.
They try to give you as much experience as possible to give you confidence and to build your gut. What they always say in engineering, you have to build your gut.
One of the things that I've loved most about Lesedi, they really took the time to understand my personal interests, my aspirations, and my goals. My name is Abulele Nogaya. I am a junior project engineer at Lesedi Nuclear Services. Being an engineer has changed my life in ways I never imagined. And as a child coming from an underprivileged background, there's always the drive and the desire to become more and be better.
You realize that the biggest challenge that we have with female representation is that there are less females who are taking up the science and maths courses. So we've partnered with the Atlantis High School, and we're trying to assist them with creating an environment that is positive for the learners so that they can improve and spark their interest in maths and science.
Math and science is like the language of the universe, and that is what I love about it, where you have to find your own answers. It's that one thing that prepares you to become the innovators of the next generation. That's why I love it so much.
They have revamped one of our labs, which is part of the growing demand for the STEM subjects. It is a top-class lab. Educators are able to do their teaching within the right environment.
With the sponsorship from Lesedi, we now have a science lab. We can now connect with the subject more. It's way more fun and engaging in that sense. So it really gets your creative juices flowing. And that's what I love about practical experiences and practical activities. Will encourage more learners to develop a genuine love and passion for physics.
For South Africa to be part of the global economy, we need to prepare our learners for that future. So partnerships and collaboration become essential. We are privileged as a school to have a partner like Lesedi.
It has not only impacted my life in a positive way, but also a lot of other students. So the future's uncertain, but I know I'm heading for big places. You know, I have big dreams of my own.
In 2017, I was the second individual that qualified with the Academy. I worked for Lesedi on Kubuk Nuclear Power Station. After that, I was afforded the opportunity to go work in the UAE on their nuclear power station as a supervisor.
For me, the biggest highlight is once the candidates qualify after the 3 years, ultimately, it's a stepping stone to changing their lives because they're going from an unskilled person to becoming a skilled person with a formal qualification. And what South Africa needs is artisans.
And we remain committed and focused on ensuring that our people feel that they are being cared for and that their professional development as well as their personal development are being nurtured.
This company's culture is built on warmth, openness, and community. I think there's a spirit of mentorship that really runs deep, and you're surrounded by seasoned professionals who aren't just experts in their field, but they're also very generous with their time and their knowledge.
What I love about my job is that I can impact people's lives. At Lesedi, I'm responsible for Triple B and transformation. That also involves a lot of work into community development. I'm more passionate in helping the less fortunate and the more vulnerable people to realize the potential.
There's a lot of people with disabilities in and around Atlantis. We create futures for persons with disabilities through providing therapeutic and educational services. We do have a children daycare center, an adult daycare center. We have 5 homes as a residential care for adults. We have a protective workshop as well as the art center on the premises.
They take care of them in terms of looking after them physically, but also emotionally and mentally, so that they become active because now they're being stimulated to do something for themselves.
It takes a lot of effort, money, resources to run a place like this. We need partnerships in order to run a facility like this. With Lesedi, we have a long-term relationship. They always involve in the organization, whether it's monetary or just like, for instance, at the kitchen where they install our cupboards for storage space last year. They're also providing the children daycare center with the equipment for the playroom. So we have that long-standing relationship with Lesedi, and we are very grateful for them.
Transformation is an evolving process. So it's that value chain from taking from the grassroots in the community to transform the supply chain. You know, give small businesses an opportunity because the small business, they create more jobs.
Being in the construction sector, yeah, it's very challenging. As a little business, you look at all those big companies and like, how am I going to make it there? But one thing that we figured out is learn from them. Lesedi took us by the hand and said, okay, we will help you grow.
Currently, we had partnered with the AECZ in Atlantis, and they have developed an incubation program where they take SMMEs through a program.
It opened a lot of doors, and today I'm part of a Lesedi development, which is Atlantis Solar Plant project, which is the biggest contract that we currently have.
K-Star Construction started as an enterprise development beneficiary, went through the ACZ program. When he moved on to side, he had a staff complement of 8. He currently now has 26 people. We also have Zalodex. They're now a contractor on our solar project as well. They're doing our fencing.
Lesedi was one of the companies that reached out, and they felt the pain of small, medium, micro enterprise development, and also how can they transform the small businesses of Atlantis. Yeah, I can say with Zalodex, we've learned a lot, we've gained a lot of experience, we've received a lot of assistance. Zalodex is currently also busy with a project at the Atlantis Special Economic Zone. We were doing the infrastructure of stormwater reticulation, electrical sleeves and ducts.
Lesedi as a company is innovative. I think they're really trying to push the envelope. They're trying to create an EPC that works well and has a good reputation. And inside Lesedi, they do try to build you up. And I think they do always have our back. So they look after their people.
So I love being an artisan because it gives you the opportunity to be able to make a difference, not only in your personal life or for the city, but in the world. It has given me opportunity to go out there and be confident in what I do. But what Lesedi as a whole has given me and my family is just to feel you belong somewhere. Affording the opportunity to better our households, to better our income, to better ourselves as individuals.
So this year, September, the Skills Academy will be 10 years old. We've also qualified just on 269 mechanical artisans, which is a formal qualification. And then we've delivered accredited skills programs for just over 1,500 students.
Lesedi is very committed to transformation in terms of gender. 35% of our staff complement is females, and that number has grown significantly over the last 5 years.
In order for a company to grow, you have to invest in your people, and you constantly have to develop your people. And by doing that, it's the only way that we can effect change in the lives of not only our people, our employees, the greater community. This is one of the best feelings and the greatest achievements that I could have done in my career. So it gives me purpose.
It's very empowering working at a company that sees you, it sees your potential, that supports your evolution and walks with you as you become the best version of yourself, both in and outside of your job title.
We made it on the billboard. And walking here, as a small business, I can tap myself and say, yes, today I'm living my dream.
And this is how we'll drive the economy of South Africa. So it's really imperative for us that when we walk away from Atlantis community, we can say the community is self-reliant, self-sustained, whether through the education that we have funded, whether through the CSI projects that we have funded, but more so through the businesses, because we know we have created more jobs for the people of Atlantis.
Lesedi is a company that brings lives to people, and we are bringing energy to the people. We are bringing energy to the industry. We are bringing energy to South Africans.
We believe that we can bring creative and innovative solutions to a range of clients in our industry. And I believe that Lesedi has the ability to certainly positively influence the energy landscape of our country and internationally.